Hi guys, welcome back to Touchline podcast. We've made it to an episode 4, Callum.
I know. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have
Actually,
thought it?
I thought we might have given up by this point, but we're
I
still on the
thought we would have, to
grind.
be fair. Yeah, still going for it. Still going for it.
So it's been another interesting round again. I think there's some games that are quite. It was interesting, really.
I mean, it was quite. There was a few close games, weren't there? And there was a few
Yeah,
telling games of where different teams were at. And I think you can kind of see now the big divide in the top half of the table and the bottom half.
yeah, 100%. I think personally, if I'm going through these games, me and you, we've done it as we've picked two, haven't we? So
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
picked
yeah,
two of
yeah.
our favourite games from the weekend. Sorry. So with my first one, I think it's kind of obvious to guess. I went with Roosters versus Eels. I
Good show.
think at the start of the game, it was such like a tight competition, and like you couldn't tell like who was going to pull away or the first person to break really. But the difference was just the halves, just Kiri. I think it was unreal.
Well, they're already saying now after it, aren't they, that at this minute there's no other halves per for New South Wales.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what. Sorry, Cam. That's what I want you to do. Anyone that's listening to this that understands what happens with the Origin selection, because me and Cam are at a loss for this. I know this is a bit random, but it's just popped into my head, Cam.
Oh yeah,
Now, Kira is born in Queensland, but is eligible to play for New South Wales. If you know why that is, let us know in the comment section down below, because we think it could be that he's played for a South team, a Sydney team, sorry, for all his career,
yeah.
but we don't have a clue. So if anyone knows that, just let us know down below, because it is a true fact. You know, people have said it
It
about him.
does it work as like if his family's from there or something? I don't know.
It might do, yeah. But I always thought it was like where you were born. But then
Yeah,
again,
so did I.
JT, I'm pretty sure when he was younger, he played for New South Wales.
Bugger knows. If you know, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Please put our minds at rest with that. Christ. But carry on, Sam. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so like I said, Kiri was the telling difference really, and I think after the Roosters pulled away a little bit, I think the Eels just was a bit quiet, and I was quite
It's the
surprised. I
first.
know we said we wouldn't speak about it, but if you're putting a big shot on like Tedesco and taking him out of the game, you'd think you'd take advantage of something like that.
No, yeah, definitely. One thing I'll say about that Eels game is as well, it's the first time, apart from Panthers, but then Panthers didn't have their star halfback.
Yeah,
But they've not really played a team like the Roosters, have they?
no,
So that might have just been it. It might have just been a different thing of we've gone behind before. We know we can come back from it.
yeah,
But then, like, oh shit, this is actually a quality side. You know,
yeah.
that sort of thing. But I was happy anyway. But do you want me to do mine or do you want to go on to yours, Cam?
No,
Your
you do your
second
first
one.
one.
So my first one, I went down a different route. I went for Manly and Canberra.
It was a
Finished
good game, that.
14-6. And I think, in the first 2 minutes into the game, Manly lose Dylan Walker, the number 6. And that
Yeah,
losing any sort of half is like a massive thing for a team. Works both ways. You can either look at it and go, oh, shit, we're going to get beat here. We need to step up everyone. The other team will
yeah,
look at it and go, right, this is where we win. But Manly were just resilient. There was big shots everywhere. There was one in first half, Canberra lad on Manly. And then in the second half, Sirinen put one on that Jordan Rapana.
yeah.
The try-saving tackle on Soliola. Now, Soliola's a big bloke. I wouldn't like to try and stop him going over at try line. And then the difference, I think, was Tom Trbojevic.
Yeah,
He
it's
had
a
one
shame
try
about
and an
him, really.
assist. I know, I was just about to say, and then he goes injured just after half time. I think it's about 15 minutes into the second half. And he goes off injured. And again, they just seem to pull through. Whiten's
Yeah,
assist was quality as well, if you haven't seen it. The way he moves his hands so quick from catching it, passing it with a defender on him straight away. Give him credit. I know that's Canberra, but that assist for Whiten was
I
unbelievable.
think that's another one in it for New South Wales. I think that's a guaranteed spot.
Yeah, whether it's in centres, he'll do a job for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, with that though, I have to give a shout out to the old reliable Jake Travojevic. He goes unnoticed throughout the game. He just does everything right.
Yeah,
He's strong in defence for him. Going forward, he's unbelievable with ball in hand. I think we've said, haven't we? It's like him and Victor Radley, similar sort of player, solid in defence,
yeah.
good with ball in hand. And the funny thing was, it was Ricky Stewart going into that game. He'd won 199 matches as a coach, and he'd lost
Yeah.
199. And unfortunately,
Oh,
he broke it with a loss. So now he's on 200 losses, 199 wins. More than we'll ever do, Cam. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting one to throw out there. Can't judge him too bad. But I mean, that shows that, to me, that Manly could be in with a shout for finals footy. If they're being able, if
I
they can
suppose.
stay in that sort of contest with a team like Canberra,
I
then
suppose it just comes down to who's going to replace Tom, especially if he's
yeah,
going to be out for so long.
no. You wouldn't like to think it, but maybe if obviously it depends on Dylan Walker. If
Yeah,
he's not out for long, maybe he goes back into centres like when he was at South,
yeah. It's one of
drop
them
someone
though.
back
He's
from
like a
there.
hard player to replace because of like the shift he puts in.
I don't think anyone's going to have the same impact on that Manly side coming
No.
into it unless they sign big, but I can't see him doing that. But yeah, go on, give us your second game.
So for the second game, I picked Raptors versus Warriors. Now the Warriors started out the game strong, but
Mm.
it's like they just fell off again. But shout out to Latrell, another great game for him. I
Yeah,
think
it's
he's only just
bags
getting
of
better. And
confidence. Bags of confidence
the only
now,
thing
yeah.
that annoys me is like it seems like there's a story after every game, and like
Yeah.
there was that thing about him crying in dressing room, but I feel like it's just
What
like everyone's trying to, do you know, like, pick up on
what
little
was that
details.
about? Yeah, what's
I've
that
not a
about?
clue still.
I've heard
Bennett came
multiple
out. Bennett came
yeah.
out and said he's not telling anyone, didn't
Yeah, because I've heard multiple stories, but to be honest, I just think they're a load of crap. I
he? Yeah,
want with something like that as well. If a player's breaking down after a game,
yeah.
unless you know the true story, you wouldn't, you know,
That's the thing
you
though.
wouldn't
Like
release it.
he's playing good footy at the minute. Just keep it professional. Just don't bother getting involved in that stuff.
Yeah,
Like just focus on the good things.
that's it. Well,
But they finished the game 40 points to 12. I think the Rabbitohs are on a bit of a hot streak at the minute. I think they've got
next
a
week
good
will be
shout
interesting.
for Penrith. So we'll just have to find out. Hopefully Latrell can carry on over and
Yeah,
have another game.
yeah. The thing is, he's playing with bags of confidence. So when he comes up against the top side like Panthers, nothing will phase him now. Now that he's got back into it and got his
Yeah.
groove back and things,
I
he'll be a
think Cody
dangerous
Walker
player
had
for
another
Panthers.
great game again though, except from getting sin binned. But other than that, I think he had a
Yeah.
class game.
No, yeah. Cody Walker's a solid player though, isn't he? He is. He's tough. He's tough
I
for a
think it was his
halfback.
100th game as well.
What for South that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
DL. Now,
who have you chose for his second game?
again, I've gone a bit of a different route. I've gone with Cronulla and Bulldogs, two teams that would need to prove themselves, and it was the
Yeah,
game to do it. You'd think Bulldogs, with some of the results they've had recently, you'd think they'd sort of be a team that would come out on top. Obviously, it
yeah,
weren't meant to be. Goodwin's first game back in. You had a bit of everything in it. You had that Wateni Zelezniak shot on Matt Moylan. Blood, that's one of the biggest shots I've seen for a good while, that. That was unbelievable. Up there with the Pangai. Did you see the Pangai Junior one on David Clemmer?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was a shot. But yeah, back on back when Zelezniak's shot, that was unbelievable. But I
Do you
just
know what
thought
I
it
think's
probably
funny?
wasn't. Go on.
All these big shots like that got put on, except from the Bulldogs. The opposite team lost. Like the team putting the shot on lost. So like that, the Eels against the Roosters against Tedesco.
Yeah.
Roosters ended up winning, and the Brisbane one. They put the shot on, but they ended up losing.
They ended up getting absolutely battered. But yeah, I don't think it was the most exciting game to watch, the
No,
Bulldogs game. But I just thought, as a game for both teams to prove what they can do, I just
yeah,
think it was a game. I think a game. It was everyone was watching the game purely on the basis that it would tell on what kind of teams they are,
it's
and they
that
give it a
again
good
though, isn't
go.
it? Like Sharks, like you just don't know where they're gonna go. They're up and down week in week out.
That's it. They need to get that consistency back, don't they? Really,
Yeah,
they really do. Now, as I said, there's not much talk about that game. I just thought it was an interesting one to see where both teams were at.
yeah,
Both of them give it a good go and everything. But again, I think most of the news has come outside of it, off the
yeah.
pitch. Am I
Well,
right to take the first one? Just purely because
I think
it's a
you have
bit
to.
close to
It
home,
hits,
innit?
yeah, it hit close to home.
James Graham is coming back to Saints. Now, for me, I am over the moon with that. Absolutely buzzing for that one. He is him coming back to Saints will just bring a massive boost to the Saints squad.
I think with
And
the
I
loss
think
of Thompson now, I think that
exactly
kind of fills the hole now.
players will step up. Your young lads like Matty Lees will stand up now again and sort of look at it and go, I'm playing behind an absolute legend here and I need to step up my game. And hopefully he can bring that sort of, maybe it's that boost that Saints needed this season, being, what is it, 3-3?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Three and
But
three.
my opinion on it is like you look at him, Graham, and how the team's in at the minute, like you said, 3-3. I think he'll be like, we can't have this. Like
No,
this is the
he'll
way it's gonna
take it.
be.
And yeah,
He'll be
I
one of
don't
them
think,
that'll turn up first to training and last to leave, and people will want
yeah,
to follow on that.
I don't think Saints have a player like him as well. You've seen it when he plays for like England and Bulldogs and Dragons. He gets really high rate, and he's very passionate about it and
Yeah,
wants to win. He's a great competitor, and you don't see that on the pitch at Saints. So I think some lads there are going to have a bit of a wake up call and be like, "Oh shit, we actually,
yeah, and
like this is
I
what we
think
need."
is going to be a big help in like the forwards. Like
Oh
you know,
yeah,
like saying training, like the forwards will obviously train together. But I think that'll
yeah.
be a massive help. Like they'll follow on what he's doing.
Fully agree with that. I think for me, he's that needs to come back. I feel a bit better about our season this year. Hope touch wood. I don't
Back
want to
to back.
jinx it, but I do feel maybe not back to back, but I just think we'll finish now in a much better position than we would have done.
Do you think
You
if
know,
you have a good season and do make it to the grand final, do you think Graham might extend for another year, or do you reckon that's it?
I reckon. See, because I've not seen details at contract, but I think he'd want to give at least 2 years at Saints.
Yeah, well, it's still end of year this contract,
Yeah, it'd have
so
to see when it. And I reckon even if we made it to semi-finals, I
yeah.
think as long as he has a good year.
Well, nothing can be worse as Dragons, so
No, yeah, but I think as long as he has a good year I think Graham will know when it's his time to retire.
yeah.
I think we'll at least get another season out of him. He might retire at the same time as
I
Roby.
think it helps that he's retired from NRL. Really, I don't see him ever going back again. But
No,
I think because the game's slower in Super League, I think it kind of helps him like towards the end of the career.
it'll prolong it. Yeah, I get that. We'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, I think if we get to finals or semi-finals, as long as he feels good enough and feels like he's had a good season with the
Yeah.
Saints, I think
Well,
There's
We said it
nothing to
about
say
Cameron
stop him.
Smith, didn't we? Like
Yeah,
once he comes towards the end, it'll just be one of them, won't it? Like you'll just put a 10-minute shift in and let the young lads have a go.
yeah. That's all he
So
needs to do. Granted, I wouldn't want to drag him off the pitch,
no,
but that might be it. That might be it. Right, James, go on, do me 25 minutes in first
yeah,
half, 30 minutes in first half. Come off, have 20 minutes off. Right, you're back on for the last 30 or whatever. You don't
yeah,
know. But yeah, I can't wait for that inclusion. Really
right.
can't.
So moving on from a positive to a negative, New Zealand fired the coach, didn't they?
I don't get that at all. I
You
really
think it was a
don't.
bad decision?
Massively. Now, I'll admit, I've only said this now just because when you look at it, it's like the last 4 games. What was it? I think they've won like 2 out of the last 4.
Yeah, I think it's
And
2-2 in it.
and when you look at what some of the players have come out and said, and some of the coaching staff, they said
Yeah,
that some of the players didn't actually know how to cope with it. As if it was like a sort of preempted, rushed thing to do.
yeah,
Like coaching staff was saying that it felt like we'd lost a family member. And you just think, well, if he may not have known about it. And you
no,
think that with a team like Warriors that were struggling on numbers, struggling in the forwards,
yeah. I
just give
think
him
what
that
makes
bit
it
of
worse,
time.
right, is because of all this that's happened, with the coronavirus and that. I think it's a bit
Yeah.
of harsh of any team to fire any coaches because you've got to think about it, right? Things would be much different if the season would have just carried on. I
Oh
think
yeah.
once we had this break and then stuff like that. So I think teams
And
have got to be more, patient.
yeah, and teams like Warriors especially, they're staying over in Australia.
Yeah.
That's a
So
big
it's
ask of
it's
a team
it's not a
that.
proper season.
No, no. But yeah, does it I've got a question for you though. Does it well, I'll say first off, apparently he's linked to Hull FC over here, which would be an interesting one if he
Really?
did. Yeah, apparently he's linked with the next Hull job. I think he'd do well with Hull.
Yeah.
Big pack, quick players around back. I think he'd suit Hull. But yeah, do you think that this now clubs will look at it like Brisbane, like Bulldogs, like St George? Maybe not St George now because they've won a couple of games. Sorry. Do you think clubs will look at that go now and think, well, they've done it, so maybe we can? Has it not
Yeah.
opened the door now? Do you think for clubs to look at it and go, well, if they've sacked him,
Yeah.
we can
But
sack him?
it just comes back to it. Like I said, like it's you can't really class this season as like a proper season.
No.
Um, I think teams have to be a lot more patient because you've had players who've been off, and obviously New Zealand, they've not been training at home or they've not been playing at home. I think
And they've not
it's
been able to see
harsh.
the family. It's little
Yeah,
things like that in it.
yeah. I think that's what people
But
tend to forget about professional businesses. End of the day, it's business, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. But I think, yeah, I just don't agree with the whole decision personally.
Yeah.
I think
So
it was a bit of a
I
shit
was going
outcome.
to bring this on you, but we kind of talked about it at the start. I'm talking about the New South Wales pack, not pack, the half spurring. We
Yeah,
said Kiri's pretty much guaranteed, but who do you reckon can fill the other spot, the number 7?
I, I reckon you stick with Moses
You stick with Moses.
personally. Yeah,
The only reason I
I
mention
just
it is because the way Cleary played, I think he was class this week. Um,
yeah.
and he did get the drop goal at the end. I
Do you
just
know
think,
what?
go on.
It's going to sound bad this now because you said it, but yeah, I'll give you that. I think Kiri and Cleary. I think I struggled with that then. No, I think them two should because with Moses there are times in the game where he kind of disappears
Yeah.
for spells, and I think in Origin you can't have that.
I
Where
think it comes
Kira
back to
and
it as well.
Cleary,
Like, Brad Fittler's like one of them. He's going to want to pick Cleary again, I think.
yeah, I do. I agree with that. Yeah, I think Cleary and Kiri like the ball, like the hands. like the ball in the hands. Jesus Christ.
Long
Like
day,
the
lad.
ball
Long
in the
day.
hands. Like the ball in the hands. And I think that's what Origin's about. They like taking it to line and stuff. And I can't, when you watch like Cleary and Kiri, they very rarely disappear out of a game.
Yeah. I think if you look at it, it's another New South Wales win.
I'll call it now, yeah. I reckon I'll go as bold to say that we'll wash them
3-0
out
'em.
as well. 3-0 them.
Jesus.
Why not? Why not? Queensland
Right.
should know what's coming for them.
So, moving on to other sports now. There's not really much to talk about apart from the Premier League. And I've been watching the games at night. And the game that stood out was United and Tottenham. Now, Tottenham went in the lead, and David De Gea was getting like the blame with the way he saved it and stuff like that. But I think you look at the United team, and you can't blame it on the keeper. It's more the defence.
Keeper's only as
And
good as his defence, innit?
yeah, and I think they were so stupid to spend that much on Maguire. Like, you look at Van Dijk, he was 75 mil, and then Maguire's 80 mil. So, shows the difference. But I think that United team, when I was watching it, and once Pogba came on, him and Bruno playing together, the class, them two.
Don't
So I
worry if
think,
not, Cam. Sorry, carry on. I'll ask
go
this in
on.
a second. Go on.
So I think what's on Ollie's like priority list at the minute is trying to get Pogba to stay.
Yeah.
Because I think once they keep that together, and if they sell like Martial or something like that, I think, and get a new defender in, I think that's a title winning team.
I was good. Like I said, just a quick question with that. Who did? Because I've heard I didn't watch it stupidly. I don't know why. I think I'd finished work and stuff and that, and I just didn't end up watching it.
Yeah.
With Pogba, did he come on for McTominay or?
I think he came on for Fred.
Right. No, yeah.
He
The
only
reason
came
why I
on.
asked
He only
that
came
is
on in like the 65th or 70th.
he's been injured though, and he's been out for a bit,
Yeah,
hasn't he?
I think that's it though. He wants to take his time getting him back and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
once he came on, you saw signs of what could be.
yeah, because loads of people were saying like Martial, Daniel James. Daniel James is young, I know. And Scott McTominay all had poor games, like, and Harry Maguire as well
I
had a
thought
poor game.
McTominay played well. I think Maguire was a bit iffy, but I think you look at the core of the team. If you keep De Gea, Wan-Bissaka obviously is developing, but he's class. I think you put Brandon Williams back in. I know Luke Shaw's
Did
all
Brandon
right,
Williams
but
not play?
no, it was Luke Shaw who was on. I think Lindelof's all right, to be honest. I think Bailly's all right. But it's got so much potential. That team.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a shame not to capitalize on it.
You just
I was
skipped out
thinking
loads of
about saying
letters there.
shame. I was thinking about saying shame before I said team, so I was like, yeah. But anyway, moving on to another game. I think Liverpool, they slipped up.
Interesting game, that, wasn't it?
It could have been like they could have won it on Wednesday.
So
but
what
no,
is
it
it
has to
now? Is
wait.
it 5 points?
Well, if we win against Palace on Wednesday, they can win it against City. And I was speaking about this in work. I was saying, do you reckon they've done it on purpose? Because to beat City for the title,
Yeah. The only thing I'd say about that is, do you not think though someone like Klopp would be like, we win this?
Yes,
With
yeah,
the
true.
Seasons,
I think it's telling for them to win it against City, but
so if they beat Palace, does City not play then?
City play tonight.
So if City win tonight,
if City win tonight, Liverpool win on Wednesday, and City win again, say, I think they can win it on the follow. No, they're against City against Liverpool that week, so Liverpool can win it then.
Oh, big game then.
Christ,
yeah, that's.
But you look at Liverpool; they're missing like Robertson and Milner's just got injured, and Salah's not 100% fit. So, be interesting.
be a good game. That could
Yeah.
either go one or two ways. That Liverpool could absolutely destroy City,
Yeah.
or City will win it, but it'll be like a 2-1 VAR,
Yeah, it'd be
disallow
very, very
Liverpool's goal.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But other than that, I think it's been a bit of a weird one. Like Sheffield, they was pushing for top 5, and
yeah,
they've just dropped off now.
I mean, that's not. I mean, they should have beat Villa, or was it Villa that they played the first game back?
Can't remember. They played
I think it
Newcastle well, and
Yeah,
they lost
and
3-0.
yeah, the first game back for Sheffield, and they should have scored, should have been
Yeah,
counted,
it was a
but
goal, wasn't it?
yeah, the keeper actually dragged ball around back at post. That's a
Yeah.
goal. But yeah, I've not been keeping up with football. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will
Yeah.
have to. I'm definitely gonna watch that Liverpool and City game.
It's
though.
one of them though. Like it's on every day now, pretty much. It's
Yeah.
on all this week. I know that. So
They're just trying to get in as many games as possible, aren't they? Now, just to sort of
yeah,
get it
they're just trying to
finished
get
over.
season finished. Yeah.
How many
So-
games is there left now? Sorry, Cam.
9, I think.
9.
So
Coming to end.
yeah. Anyway, that's enough
Oh.
of football talk. We're more rugby
All right,
league,
okay.
so
I
we'll
was going to
get
ask
back
you a
on it.
question then.
Oh, go on.
Gonna ask you-
I'll save you for one question.
I was just going to say, with City being banned from Europe,
Yeah.
it'll be top 5, but who's your top 4 going to be?
Top 4: Liverpool.
Champions League for next year, yeah.
Liverpool. I think Chelsea's up there.
Yeah.
You know. 1 second. Let me find table. I don't want
I
to
was
get
just
anything
thinking
wrong there
that.
and look like a tit. Right. Right, yeah. So it's Liverpool, City, Leicester, Chelsea, and that's top 4 at the minute. So I think it'll be Liverpool, Leicester, Chelsea, and I'm going to say United.
See,
Just
I
for the
think-
reason that Pogba's back now.
Yeah. I was going to say, I just think that, I think Liverpool and Leicester are kind of like a guarantee, really, aren't they, looking at
Yeah.
it?
Well, Chelsea's only 3 points behind Leicester now.
Yeah.
So I think
yeah.
it more comes down to United and Wolves because they're tied on points. So
Goal difference is in United's favour, but that don't mean much, does it? United have actually win games now.
yeah. But like I said,
I
Pogba's
think-
back now.
Yeah, it'll be good if United did get Champions League footy again this year.
Well, Alexi went off there.
Did it?
If you hear that, I'm sorry.
No, I'll go on. You can move on now. I just thought that'd be, just find out what you thought on that. Because I think for me, for United to get Champions League football would be massive.
Yeah, and I think that's
It'll be
what will keep
huge.
players like Pogba and that though.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
they need, innit? And then they'll bring better players in then as well.
Yeah, 100%. Better defenders. Anyway,
Exactly.
football over. We move on to our predictions for this week, round 7.
Who's
Who have you
starting?
chosen? Well, I'll start if you want.
No, yeah, go
Um,
on. I'll go first on this one because
Go
I
on, then.
think you've picked games that would be better to watch. So if I do my first two, and then we'll do yours.
Okay.
So my first game I've gone with is the Broncos and the Titans game.
Good game.
Some would say 2 of the worst teams at the minute.
That's what's
But I
good
think-
about it.
That's the thing. I think that will work in sort of both teams' hands. I think Titans will look at it as a game they can definitely win. And I think Broncos will look at it and go, this is a game that we need to win.
Yeah.
And that's why I put it up there, because I think I'm probably going to try and watch it. Both coming off big defeats, both teams. And I think I'll watch it just purely on the basis that I'd want Titans to win. Bit of a
Yeah.
derby as well.
You don't want
But-
Herbie to get a hat trick.
Hey, I'd be over at moon if he got an hat trick, but I just think Titans. I just don't like Brisbane. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. I
I just don't
fully
like-
agree with that.
I just don't like him. I'm kind of glad they've fallen off. No, But yeah, I think that'll be a game to watch. And then my second one is Storm versus Warriors.
That
I
is
just think
magic.
both
It'll be
teams,
interesting with
again,
that Warriors though.
that's the other thing. It's just to see, are they going to look like a more depleted side now? Have they made them, as the board or whoever made the decision,
Yeah,
just made their situation a lot worse?
yeah,
You know, and then Storm, Craig Bellamy came out and said that they need this week, because obviously they got beat by Panthers 21-14. He came out and said, this is the time now that we decide what kind of team we want to be this year. He said, this is unfamiliar for us where we are in the table and things like that.
yeah.
But we need to now decide what kind of team we want to be, whether we want to be this finals playing team again, or
Mm-hmm.
if we just want to get sort of just make the playoffs, if you get what I mean. But
I
yeah,
get that.
they're my two games to watch.
Yeah, I think with you going with like an interesting game to watch, I've gone with the more competitive side. I've chose Panthers versus Rabbitohs. I think that game's going to be really interesting. I
Yeah,
think with very Panthers bounced back and started playing well again after Cleary came back. And I think the way Latrell's playing and the way Rabbitohs are actually bringing it together finally, I think
definitely.
it's a telling matchup, really. And the other game that I chose is Parramatta versus Canberra. I think with Canberra
Ooh,
coming off a loss, Parramatta as well. I think they'll
yeah,
both try and want to bounce back,
yeah.
but I think that's going to be a tough game. I think that'll be a low scoring again.
I think that'll be
But
the testing match as well for like Mitch Moses. If he wants that New South Wales spot,
yeah,
he's going to have to sort of step up. And
interesting in that.
against Raiders, he's going to have to play big.
Yeah, it's one of them though. I think it will come down to like the halves, but I think Whiten and Williams. I think I'd say I'd prefer to have that half pair in than Parramatta's.
No, yeah, I'd take that. I mean,
But
Whiting's
I'm
just a
gonna
freak.
come out and be bold and predict it. I'm gonna say it's gonna come down to a drop goal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be that close.
Interesting.
I think it'll
Very
be
interesting, that.
7-6. 7-6 to Canberra.
Oh,
Bold
so
predictions here on Touchline Podcast.
Christ. Yeah. I mean, don't give him too much enthusiasm to watch the game, like Christ.
Oh,
Don't overdo
wait
it.
till my player predictions, lad. Wait till that.
Go on, I'll let you. Do you want me to get mine out at where with then so you can get a bit of a shock factor?
Yeah, so I'll let the tension build up. Go on.
So, speaking of him, I've gone with Moses.
Yep.
Just for the reasons we said then, really, he's got to step up against a good team, coming off the back of a loss, see how he copes with it.
Yeah.
My second one, I've gone with Cody Nikarima from New Zealand Warriors. I think he's going to be an influential half for him in the Storm game. I think he's going to be the sort of one that kind of dictates how that game's going to go. If he turns up and has a quality game and kind of everyone else does their job around him,
Mm-hmm.
they could go on to beat the Storm. You know, Storms they are a dodgy side at the minute. But my last one I've gone with is Jai Arrow for Titans, future South player.
Yeah.
Next year, I just think that Jai Arrow, he's going to have to step up against a big Broncos pack. I think he can do it.
Yeah.
But I put him as a play to watch just because I think if he steps up and, you know, don't back down from him, I think Titans will be in with a shout, definitely.
Yeah. Right. So
Go on, let's hear him.
my obvious one is Latrell. I think the
Yeah.
way he played last week, I think it's only fitting that he'll play well again. And I think against the Panthers, he's well suited to play at that team.
Yeah, Cam, sorry, just before you say your second one.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say, do you think Latrell isn't going to be, for everybody, not just for us, he's going to be a player to watch every week, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think you look at it, because he's moved to a fullback role, he's not going to get all the tries that he did do. I think it's more going to be an assist and, breaking the line and then making that final pass.
No, yeah, I just thought I'd ask you that because, like,
Yeah,
I was going to put Latrell in, but I
yeah.
thought I did it last week. If you get what I mean, you know.
We'll do it.
I
So I
think,
do it one week, you do it week after.
yeah, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll put names in a hat and then pick from the heads and tails on coin. No, but yeah,
Yeah,
I just thought you'd think with him not being maybe at his best, he is quality. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
yeah,
he's not, but you know, he's still not where he was at when he was at Roosters.
yeah,
You'd think that he'd be a player to watch sort of every week now, wouldn't he? Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, go on, carry on.
So my second one, I've gone with someone who can compete to get to the New South Wales jersey. I've gone with
Go on.
Mitchell Pearce. I think
Ooh,
the way he's been playing at the minute, he's been outstanding to be fair. And for his age,
he's a
like,
leader, innit?
yeah, I think you look at that Knights team, I think it wouldn't be a contender without him, to be honest.
No.
I know they've got Ponga and Clemmer and all that, but I think
But
the
then,
way he controls the game in the middle, he's just class.
and him and that, you just said him then, but Pierce and Ponga, them two combining
Yeah.
will tear apart any team.
Yeah, it's like when he like gets a short ball to Ponga, it's a guaranteed try pretty much.
Yeah. No, yeah,
But I
fully get
think it's
that.
going to be well suited against the Cowboys team, and I think it's going to be one of them where I think that game could be high scoring.
No,
But
yeah.
I won't make any more bold predictions. But anyway,
No,
getting to the more controversial one
go on.
is
Can't wait to hear this.
I picked Ryan Sutton. I
Oh,
think
all
I
right
think
then.
the way he's been playing at the minute, I think he doesn't get that much minutes, but I think he's going to want to try and prove himself week in week out now to try and get in that England 2021 squad. And I think he's a class above rest, mate. I think he's unreal. But I just don't think he gets the time to prove it. I think because you look at that Raiders side and the pack's so good, I think it's one of them where the coach is like, it's kind of hard for him to pick a team and to take them off.
I get, yeah, that's not a bad shout, that actually, I won't lie, I completely overlooked that.
But I
That's not
think
a
if he
bad
can
shout
get
at
a few
all.
good minutes, I think that could be the telling factor of that game.
Yeah.
Because he's one of them. He grinds for his meters, and the difference between his time at Wigan and his time now is he's massive now. He's a unit, but
He's a unit. He
I
was an
think
ex-Wigan lad, wasn't he? Sorry.
yeah. He went from
Yeah, I
Wigan
thought he
to
was.
Canberra.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think this year and next year he's going to be trying to prove himself so he can get an England shirt.
I will say, if you haven't seen, we did upload. So when we filmed this, we uploaded it sort of in
This
the
morning.
afternoon.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
afternoon.
We did an England team, and we didn't mention Ryan Sutton, didn't we? But we didn't mention him in the video,
Yeah,
just because
it
we
was a
thought
little predicted squad,
it was
but
a predicting squad, yeah. But he would definitely be up there, I think, with the way he's looking, the way it's looking like it's going to work out for him. You'd
yeah,
have to say that he'd be up there, definitely.
he's like being transformed into a proper NRL like prop.
That's why we didn't pick him though, wasn't it? We just didn't like. We won't give any spoilers, but half our pack was bloody NRL.
Yeah,
We felt like we had to include some sort of Super League
yeah.
forward.
Do you know who he kind of reminds me of actually? It
Who?
reminds me of Tom Burgess when he first came over. Like just the way he's like able to break through tackles and stuff like that. Because I watched him against New Zealand and he was like, proper good in that game. But I think he's one of them players that you'll have to watch out for this season. Because he's not one that'll get loads of minutes, but when he does get on, he's proper influential. And Callum's gone
Now,
silent.
sorry, I completely froze. Then I was getting ready to go on to our next segment.
It's all right, mate. I'd
So
love being ignored, mate.
no, I will say though, I do. Like I said, completely overlooked him. Like I didn't think of putting him in, but I base my plays off, like the games I'd picked.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I picked him.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get that.
But Ryan Sutton, he was solid last year for Canberra.
Yeah.
You know, and you look at it, they got to a grand final, so he must have done something right, especially being in a pack like that. He
Yeah.
must have done something right.
So we
Moving
decided to
on,
this week we're going to predict who's going to be the top of the table at the end of the round.
something a bit different in it.
Yeah.
Something a bit
So
different.
go on.
I'll go first just purely because I'm saying that Eels will stay there. I reckon
Yeah.
Eels will win. And that's no disrespect to South, don't get me wrong. I just think that Eels will want to bounce back and maybe prove that they're not this inconsistent side like they were last year. And I just think they'll look for a result and then they'll go 3 points again clear at top. Once,
Yeah.
obviously, Knights and Panthers and that play.
I've
Yeah.
I decided to go with the Knights because I think Canberra will upset Eels. And I think Knights, like I said earlier, I think they'll demolish Cowboys. It just all depends on how Tamalolo plays. Because if he's in the mood, it'll be a different game. But I don't know because he's not 100%, is he really? At the minute.
No, I feel a bit sorry because, like, obviously, because that Green Queensland coach, he's under fire at minute
Yeah,
with being sacked. I think people will look at it and go, "Oh well, he's not doing it," but he is. You know, you look at his stats from that loss against Tigers. It's
yeah,
like 260 odd meters still for Tamalola.
yeah. It's unreal.
If he does his job, but there's no one else behind him to sort of back him up or
That's
quality
it.
halves that'll. Because can you imagine him in like a Roosters side or
I
a
know.
South
I
side, a
know.
Storm side, where you've got quality halves and quality dummy half in?
Yeah,
He'd just be unbelievable.
100%.
But yeah, fully. I can
I
see
think
why
that
you've gone with that one.
I think
Can
that
see
about
why
sums it
you've
up,
gone
doesn't it?
pretty much. I mean, there will be. I mean, we will say that been a bit different this one purely on getting time where we're both off together in it. You
Yeah,
know,
I think it is still long, but
yeah. Next week we're gonna do our team at week, aren't we?
yeah,
Gonna
yeah,
do
we
it
are.
in we're gonna do it in the Dally M system, so it's just like fullback, one winger, one centre,
Yeah,
your 6, your 7, you know, one prop, your 9, second row, a loose forward. But yeah, we'll have that to do next week. Let us know down below if you have any other ideas that you want us to talk about in the podcast or video ideas. But Cam, I'll let you finish us off, pal. Not like that. Just finish the video off. Just finish the video off. Come on, keep it PG. Keep it PG.
Yep, I think that sums it up.
Throwing you a deep end though.
Peace, guys.
Take care, guys.